let's do it. All right. I don't know if we uploaded her yet after I fix this. I don't think so. Let's just do the emulator for right now. So I think we want for any that move here. Turn off ordered interruption. Let's see. It's either ordered interruption or interruption source can be next state. Maybe not. Or not the what is change interruption source next state. Yes, just do want to have this here. Oh. Well, that might be why. Copy. Paste. Perfect. There's still quite a delay here. But that might just be that we do have transition duration enabled for almost all of these. Except when it's leaving. All right, here we have this interruption. Okay, so I think that's working now. And that means I would still want this transition here to just have the option, if it can, to go to the next one. So in order for it to go to floaty, this has to be true. So let's go ahead and copy this, paste, copy, paste. Or okay, this makes sense. Oops, keep hitting play here. I have to hit it through the gesture manager. Still quite a delay here. gotta be. Turn on here. Have to make sure I do not change the animations while they're playing. It still takes so long. It still takes such a long time to get over there. It's definitely getting hung up here. No exit time here. Should be no duration on either of these. Should be a little bit on that. Let's try again. There we go. All right, immediate. Okay, awesome. But does one last thing to test in the neutral state? Does it play out that animation? I believe it does. Yeah. Blink. Perfect. All right. So now it does seem like it's working. Which means we can upload. Ugh. Fixed. Needed to create secondary transitions for multi-hand gestures. Also, 0 delay on the neutral state. State transitions. Okay, let's get into it. Getting close to 500 subs or followers. Followers. Slightly red. That must be skin. No, just kind of pinkish. That's still so red on her face. The blush is too strong. Needs to be like maybe half that. Also, the eyes need to close fully. Okay. Okay, let's check the Visemes. I still think the corners of the mouth. Could use some work. All right. No, let's make sure exit. All right. Hopefully that doesn't crash my Berkeley. Get that tonight. All right. So the eye or the blink needs to close more. Just want to actually get the eye completely shut. There's just like a little bit of white coming through, which is very noticeable in VR. As well, the mouth. I think it's like the thickness of the cheek. Mouth, cheek, thickness. We can get that down. Oh, and then the blush. Blush, way too strong. All right. Just feels like it's it just feels way too strong. So let's add the effects layer. Hello, live, you fuzzy. I wasn't fuzzy just a second ago. Back. Less fuzz. I feel like the red here is just not as noticeable as is in VR. Wow. I'm drilling something upstairs. That feels better. Blep. Paste. Happy, I'm actually going to keep happy without a blush. I feel like there's too much blushing happening in general. All right. It is very hard to preview. Let's see if we can change the lighting scheme, bring that out a bit better. Switch it back to default sky, and let's add in a directional light. Something like this, which I think is more typical lighting setup. Then we can preview. Okay, I mean, that doesn't look intense, but I'm gonna go with a conservative minimal amount because I think it'll still be stronger in VR. Now, for these other things, we do have to get into Blender. So we're going to do File, Save Copy, Blink Fix. So for here, I want to delete all the shape keys. It looks fine here. I just feel like it looks quite odd in VR. So that has way more to do with the texture that's here than it does with anything else. So before we make big changes to the model, so I think I did just delete all the shape keys. Let's go into Painter, and we'll go to texture. All right. So I feel confident in saying that it's at first, it's these bumps. God damn it. Let me zoom in. Right here we have these bumps. Kind of see them there. From the mesh map. Doesn't seem to be. Get rid of the normal information just in case. And then in the lipstick, we have this lip lines layer, which I think is also a problem. So I'll get rid of any of that effect there. And then let's actually look at the mask. What we'll do is take one of these gradients. Do a little bit of that. That is improved. I'm sad we got rid of a lot of it here, though. It's very faint. We also still want to get rid of the glossiness. We have to do that with this unlock. All right, so for the texture of the mouth, we are just going to make it completely flat in terms of roughness. The tongue can be glossy though. And the teeth. But not mouth. better. But I think if we can get this reflection masked out completely, we are using mask B to drive that. If we get that to just go to the edge of the lip, we'd be looking really good. Still an odd normal here though. I don't see any major normal issues. It is coming from the mesh, this little pocket or squiggle. All right, well, let's get rid of the gloss first, and then we'll worry about everything else. So what we want is the user one map. We want the mouth to be black. And in fact, we will use one of our gradients here. To drive that effect onto the lips. I wonder if I could use a be better if it was a rectangle. This. No. Here, refresh our that looks improved to me. I think there's still this harsh line, which I want to get rid of, but still much better. The light isn't going in the mouth as much, at least into the corner of the lip. Yeah, if we could just paint that out right in the corner, I think we'll be doing quite well. It's right here. So we just want to make sure that Actually, this time we'll move it. Much better. Still a little odd, but should be. I mean, there's still this odd. Hey, it's just strange. I just don't see that normal there. Smoothing normals only. Exports only normals instead of writing face or face smooth edge or face smoothing data. No idea. Never tried that. All right, that's damn again. Well, that seems worse. Pretty hard to tell though, or compare. Add binormal and tangent vectors together with normal, they form the tangent space. Okay. This is probably what I'm looking for. better. That still looks really awkward. Now, if I went to just make a material, say test, call it test, dark, shiny, drop it here. I think we're still kind of getting that same, these double divots. Yeah. Okay. Again, which I don't see on the model. When I do this, they're just not actually there. Here. So, what else can I attempt to do? I can add in our triangulate. So just want to make sure that what we're seeing in Blender, what we get in Unity. I hear rubber ducky going on. There's definitely some sort of activity upstairs. I did kind of hear some squeaking too. It's taking forever. There we go. Rubber ducking is when you talk to someone to get an opinion or solution to a problem without them responding ever. Sure. Also want to hear a place related funny? Yeah. Lay it on. The triangulate didn't seem to help. Or a lot of gay people in my office, a lot of gay people. Oh, apologize for yawning. Right. So apparently we have a new person over in customer service while shadowing someone. He was shadowing, made a joke. You think I would have had the item memorized for the pride flag by now? You guy thought that was a slight and reported it to the manager. Manager up the reps desk and asked about it. Guess the response according to those around it. I was calling myself out. Or you're not calling him out. One mod setting stopped it because of this self slur. Funny. So I guess the guy was either like, he's either insulting gay people or calling me gay, both of which are inappropriate. But it turns out that He was calling himself that. Funny. Hey, we fixed it. Sort of. Now we need to clean up this texture. That is funny, though. Oh, sorry, God. Which is almost as funny as the time a rumor spread me and my aunt are dating. She's a lesbian and I'm gay. That's funny. It's like Mean Girls. Hello, Lovitato. Welcome. Hello, hello. How is your Tuesday going? We're working on getting some lipstick in there in the little crevice here. Is this line part of the mask? No. Is that just a shadow? No, there is actually a line there. So it must be from inside this. Huh. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'm going to go here. Happy birthday! The model keeps getting better. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, happy birthday. How old are you turning? HR sat us down to have this conversation. We both got to have a joint word gay discussion. And it turned out we gay. Snap. Well, that line's still there, though. What is that from? There we go. Oh, I was going crazy then. It's like, where is this line coming from? All right. But we figured it out. Figured it out. And sorry, it's probably super laggy right now. Loading, loading, loading. There we go. Now we can work a little bit faster. I can't believe I did not notice that earlier. Whoa! Thank you, Human Alien 010. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. You are my 470th follower. We're getting close to 500 here. One day at a time. One day at a time. But thank you. Thank you for the follow. We usually are working on VR chat avatars on stream, which is precisely what we're doing. I'm getting the lips working. It's probably a little laggy on the stream too. Sorry about that. A fellow alien. All right, well, here's the avatar we're working on. Let me do a full view. So we put her together over the last week or so. She's looking really good. Right now we're trying to get the mouth finished. So the corners of the mouth were looking kind of funny, but they look a lot better now. Sorry. Mucho mejor. Just a little bit more blurred, and I think we're solid. Oh, thank you, Lobitato. I'm very proud of how she's coming out. And I get to show off, we've got her in VR and working. So I'll be hopping into VR in just a little bit to kind of go through the features, and I can show you everything we've been up to. What she's got, she can change the color of her hair. the emissive of her hair or how much it glows. Her jacket could change color, her pants could change color, her bra, eyes. So we got a lot of things you can change the color of. And then she's got expressions. Um, you saw a little bit of that yesterday. All right, what we're going to fix before we continue, though, is the blink. Because we really want that to kind of close fully. Just like a little gap there. So save. Go back here. Slap on our shape key baker. Delete all of our shape keys. Then go to the blink. Yeah, it looks quite good from here. I think let's take the eye material and we're going to change the color of it just in case it's just hard to see. Okay, yeah, now we can see where it's poking through a little bit easier. I swear in here we can actually see it through the eyelid itself. All right, we'll see what we can do. So grab the rig, turn on record. I'm gonna hide this layer. And we just want to move things around until it's closed. That is no good. These should be lining up perfectly. So we'll take these bones, we're going to hit smooth the selected bones by just the tiniest amount. Usually that helps mirror them. Don't want the gap. All right, here's what we'll do. Cut it out. Cut out the influence of the middle. Just a little. And then we can actually turn this down to like 0.001. Make sure it's all even Stevens. There we go. Okay. Let's go back to this view. And that definitely looks closed there. Let's just move this one up further. This one down further. I think that's about as close as you can get. All right. Next, we just want to take these bones, copy them, go to the blink here, paste that, go to the blink here, and pose, paste, pose, flipped. All right. Next, let's go ahead and bake those shape keys again. I'm going to go to our text editor, use our custom script to bake all of them. Bada boom. Remove the animation now because they're all baked here. Awesome. Last thing we want to do for the lookup and look down, we do want to reset them. Otherwise, they don't work well. All right, that should be it. File, export, AutoRig Pro. Bada boom. Let's check these off. We got that blink. We look like we fixed the mouth, and the blush should be a lot better now. Should be. Save. Oh, you know. Sorry, 1 second, y'all. I gotta. No, never mind. Never mind. I'm still here. I realize that it's probably the happy expression that's also getting funky. So I'm going to remove the shape keys one more time. Actually, make sure I have basis selected, then delete all shape keys. And we're going to add back our animation. Go to the happy animation, which is right here. And yeah, okay, so there's still some gaps. So it's probably the blink was probably fine. I think it was this was the expression that I was thinking of. Doing it again and again and again. It's the nature of making things. If you get to do it 100 times, hopefully hopefully you figured it out by that last one. And just close that one up. All right, there we go. But it's so much better because in the past, I used to do all the shape keys custom without using a rig. So that means when I had to do one shape key, there was a good chance I'd have to redo all of them. And thankfully, we're not back in that hell anymore. Oh, that's not good. That looks totally different. Oh, of course, because I didn't freaking save it. Speaking of redoing it, let's back up a few steps to when we were here. Then make sure we actually save that data. Okay, we did. Awesome. Then back to 0. Bake it one more time. And get rid of these. Boom. Q. Blend from shape. Add. Oh, actually, no. File. Export. Boom. Okay, so now the blink looks perfect and happy Also looks perfect. No gaps. Now, before we close Substance Painter, I do want to get the normals on the lips looking a little bit better. I think we'll include them in the mask that removes the bump. Oh, wait. No, I actually can't do that. All right, that's okay. But I do think we can bring it back a little bit stronger than it is right now. That certainly helps. And then for the anisotropic noise, you kind of scale it in. Lastly, let me look at the masked view. This top gradient here and push back. It's the bottom. Do a bit of both, actually. A little intense. Yeah, yeah. Let's bump back a little. And push that top one down a little bit more. All right, let's see what that looks like in Unity. Unity. Could look quite different. Oh, it's better. It's there, but not over the top. Maybe just a little bit less than that. Oh, interesting. That feels nicer. There is also a radial anisotropic noise. So let's duplicate that, go into anisotropic. Right now it's a swirl, but if we just do it at 90 degrees, think it's 90 degrees. This one. A little more predictable. This one. Predictable. I still wonder if I could get it to look a little finer. Oh, yeah, that looks good. All right, one final tweak because here we had color, set it to overlay, or perhaps multiply. No, I have to do it. Vent over. We can pretend at least. Excuse me. Just a little. That's a pretty minimal difference. All right. Enough of that. So we've got that all working. I think the mouth looks a lot better now. It was really bugging me that expression was just looking quite funky. Like potentially there's still a little bit tweaking we can do here. Let's see, with the wireframe. It's got to be, I see it. I see what's happening. It's this little sliver right here. Funny. Well, that kind of sucks. Yep, that's definitely it right there. This little triangle that's created. Shit. Then rather than fixing it that way, I'm going to go back to the triangulation here. Triangulating it here may actually fix it. But I can only see that in the editor. Can I not see the... I can't see the triangulate here? Devil truly does reside in the details. Yes, yes indeed. That should fix it though. As long as this spot is above this. Also, hello, Zoom. Hello. How's your evening going? Also, fun little update from Substance Painter. Apparently, they have a new tool where you can actually create a path, an actual path on a 3D object. I did like some workaround for this a while back, but this is like the real deal. Pretty pumped about that. That's going to save me a lot of time. It's been nice and relaxing. Getting ready for bed already. All right, that did not fix it. Motherfucker. So then, just going to put this back. Pathing tool, just got in design. I use it so much in Photoshop. It's the best. Very excited to have it in Painter. And it's so funny too because they basically had the tools for it for a long time, but they just like they had everything ready to make that tool, but they just never did. That definitely looks better. All right. So we are done with the tweaks. Now it's time to test in VR. Oh, you know what? There's one thing I'm missing. Uh, the body needs some colliders, so let's get those on there. Dun, 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 dun. Not meaning for it to be shaped like that, but I guess it's fitting. Doom, 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 doom. That should add the necessary. Pieces. All right. Build and publish. All right, standing up again. All right, let's close this. Here we go. Always makes me float a bit. Always floating a little bit. All right, so no longer floating. Boobs, got physics, perfect. Ears, butt. All right, let me do an extreme camera. All right. So now we can kind of go over the features. I think a few people haven't seen them yet, so here's what we worked on today. We've got the body. We can change the color. It's fun. And we even change how bright it is. It'll probably look a little cooler on a world where it's darker. Then we can change her skin color. Be green. Should be a very bright color. Or any color you want, really. I don't think that one will be probably used quite as much, but we'll see. Then, of course, we've got the eyes. Closer to this one. Do eye color. Nice. And then, so make it very bright and glowy. Then we can do the clothing, jacket. You turn that one on and off. Change the color. Bada boom. Then, of course, the bra as well. And lastly, the pants. Anyway, those are all the features for the avatar. Fun step. Get a very different look for the character. Feels pretty cool. I think that's it for now. I need to figure out why the legs kind of go out. Maybe that's just because the character's floating. I have to crouch so far. They do kind of rotate. Interesting. I'll have to just double check that. Oh, thank you, Zoom. Oh, I didn't show off the expressions. We'll do that in a second. I should have shown you the expressions we made. Actually, I'll go back in right now. Bam. I should probably clip this anyway. Loading, loading, loading. Hands look good. But yeah, so we got the face working very well. But we do have expressions too. What? There we go. Yeah, so we got anger. Got kind of a flirty look. She's got hard eyes, which look quite good. And then got this shocked expression. Then kind of a confused expression. And then happy, which I don't really see the blush anymore. So I probably need to turn that up a little bit. Was sad. Oh, so sad. And I think that's about it. I think that's It's probably like one more expression that I missed. But yeah, they're all looking pretty good. All right. What was? Oh, the blush. Okay. So we'll tweak that a little bit. Ah. But I do need to see. Bada boom. They work really well. Oh, thank you so much. What's going on here? Cloud air. Cloud air. Something wrong with the clouds. All right, so I think the last thing we're going to do is for our animations. Ooh, oh, I really want to take over the whole thing. Just enough to work with it. But we still can't read it, can we? So, for the blush, which blep is a decal blend alpha, we're going to double its impact. Oh, my eyeball. And then paste it. I think it's just blep, flirty, and tongue out. Awesome. Okay. Are we done? I guess so. Let me just preview that animation. You can see almost. Maybe 0.8. No. 6. It's just somewhere in between that. I think right around there. 0.65. Hopefully that's not too much. That one was blep, flirty, paste, and typed. Paste. All right, we will upload one more time, test one more time. That should be the final thing, and then we'll start updating the Blender file, I think. That went pretty well. I think that's almost exactly a week and a half since we started her. I can't remember what day we started working. 14th. We started her on the 15th. No, the 14th. That's a really good time. That's just 6 days. Hey, what's up, Kai? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. How is your day going? We're just putting the final touches on this avatar I'll be selling, and then you're next. You're next. I'll be starting the modeling for your avatar tomorrow. But hello. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Exciting! I need to put googly eyes on my headset. Was that the Cyber Kobold? Yeah, basically the little snout. We did some color variations yesterday to nail down that design. All right, bunch of odd colors for the clothing right now. Working well. That's still too much. Somewhere between this and what we had before. Just looks extra pink in VR. I don't know why that's so different. Nice. Noise. Okay. So we'll go back down to 0.5, and we're going to call it there. Oh yeah, but here's the avatar card. She came out really well. I suppose you can't see them because I'm putting my. Here we go. Wait. I certainly enjoy watching that one come to life in 3D. Me too. Me too. I'm very pumped. All right, but I think we're good for now. I'm going to go ahead and reset the Avi because I like this color scheme a little bit more. Right around there. All right, I like that. Nice. Is there anything else I need to do? I don't think so. Another exceptional specimen, indeed. It's like Pokemon up in here. All right. Time to sit down. Oh, I'm good. Pulled out. Guess makes me sleep all day. That sounds like a comfy day. I've been trying to figure out how to get my headset set up so I can do the lay down mode. I have not been able to get that to work yet. Does anyone want to? You can apparently in Quest 2 you can change your play space, so you can lay down and play. I have yet to get that to work, but it sounds super comfy. That's my goal. Probably better off buying the Steam play space controller or whatever it is. All right, y'all. She looks good. So now we need to think of promotional material. I have a question for people that are familiar with like chat stuff. So I have posted my avatars for sale on Gumroad, on Sketchfab, and a site called CG Trims. What other places do people look for avatars? This rate, Sam, you're gonna have a list of ads on the side of your stream. Yeah, we'll just have like a little like column. I'll probably just do like a slide. I think there's one called VRC Arena. Booth probably, but IDK. So Gumroad, Booth, CG Trader. Avi specifically or 3D models in general? I know of a few sites that have general sales, but I guess avatars specifically. I don't really shop for existing Avis, honestly. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to know where people look for those, but I'm a bit unsure myself. Sam, I just go find data for things. I should be able to include. So here's Alma. I should be able to include my Sketchfab with this. Sketchfab. Alma. Maybe I just have to have the full link. Embed. That can't be it. Share. Copy. I actually found you thanks to FA, so bad example. I do have that. Yeah, I have the like one thing posted on there. I should be posting more on there. We'll write that down for Affinity. Found it through a commissioner's page, not yours. Oh, interesting. Huh. Oh, very cool. Gotcha. I think I know who you're talking about. Maybe I can't link it because it's for sale. Models. I don't know. Just doesn't want to do that. Found it through Kraken. E. All right. I can't figure that out, so I'm just going to leave that alone. All right. So promotional material. We want a feature overview, branding, feature overview. We need a video. We need a Unity upload tutorial. What else? Oh. And then just screenshots or renders. Cyberpunk background. That's very true. All right. Well, here's to hoping she does well sale wise. Here's to hoping. But we do actually need to clean up the scene here. Get the Unity package ready. Right now, when I say export package, what all is it going to try and grab? Do this part first. So cancel that. Look at our screenshot. So we need to move these files into our package. Those 3 mat caps. The Sunrise EXR. So the package. Need to update EXR and update mat caps. And the skin loot. move that all into objects here. So let's grab those mat caps as well, which are 29, 6, and 7. Duplicate them, grab them, move them down. Come on. Come on. Then put them right there for now. And that skin loot is in ramps. That probably goes in the body. Skin loot. And then we've got these mat caps. I believe this one goes in the body as well. And then these two go into the clothes. All right. So we'll start with the body. Let's go ahead and unlock this. Heading out for today until the next sunrise. Sounds good, Zoom. Get charged up, get some good rest. We'll catch you tomorrow. And yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow, but then Thursday and Friday I will not be streaming. I'll be on the move, but I will still be working, but I'll just be away from the computer Dora. Anyway, hope to see you then. Hope to see you tomorrow. Should be good. Just the mat cap, and potentially the skin loot. Yes. Lock it in. Then the clothing. All right, so the eye, hair, and tears and clothing. And we'll unlock all of those. Or not at the same time, at least. Then for all of these, for all of these in the shading collection specular will update our fallback to the sunrise. So this one, that means the tiers are done. They don't have any more things to grab. The hair, though, does have a mat cap, I believe. Yep. Which I put in clothes. So this needs to go into the hair. Bam. That should be it for this one. Lock it in. Bada boom. And the I. That's good. And lastly, that's it right there. Okay. So now when I export this folder, still wants to grab this stuff. So I messed up on the clothing material. This needs this madcap, as well as this one. I don't think I grabbed that one. All right, so clothing, madcap the gold, boom, and madcap the latex, boom. That's it for those. Lock it in. Any others need to be locked in? Still pointed at the which would be these ones. Oh, pain. All right, so we got these three. And what we're looking for is the shading. The loot should be derived from this one here. It's bad. I'm getting tired now. It is getting close to 5, so I'll probably be packing up the stream soon-ish. But mostly just busy work now. I swear I grabbed that already. Lay down, we can include. Still pointed at the standard emotes asset. Nice, that looks good. And then it's just lay down and these things. Perfect. Okay, so let's see if we can remove these from Wyoming. Bring them into our Steph. Now, if I export to this package, it just wants the cloth and this one. And where are those applied? is using the skin loot. And that. I don't see any other spots that this is applied. So that's something internal that we're looking at here. Most likely. Where is that coming from again? So export package, loots, multi-scatter cloth. Where would that be? I feel like it should be in here. I don't know how I would see where it's applied. DFG. Oh, it's a fallback shader. So that's what it is. It's the fallback shader. Hmm. It's to be. If I say none, and then I lock it in. Then I go export package. Now it still wants to include those, so I don't know where those are getting attached. One second, y'all. I have to make a call. All right, I'm back. I have to. Somebody's coming by for me to give them something, so I have to step away in just a moment. But yes, what should I make next? I was thinking a furry character. A fursona, if you will. A kitsune. I like that. I like that. I might have just the base to start from. Uh, just the base to start from, indeed. I've been thinking about that. It's like maybe I'll have some time to when I'm traveling to actually sit down and kind of sculpt something out for myself. So that should be pretty fun. Oh, excuse me. So you get good at multiple tales. So when I come in to do Sean, you're ready. My pod is ready. No, hashtag not selfish reasons. Oh man, why is there still a skin loot? I don't want the skin loot. It's weird that it didn't want these before. Didn't want these things before, but now it wants them. Quite understand that. Oh, I'm getting tired, y'all. Sorry to yawn. I'll probably be shutting the stream off in just a little bit. Holy crap. What's going on? Oh, let's delete this. Lux, what? She's just whining so much. She's just a whiny little kitty cat. All right, so if I can just get these assigned properly. I have a feeling some of them are internal textures that I will not be able to access. What? What's going on? Why are you yelling so much? She don't know. All right, I think we're just going to call it here. I'm getting tired, and there's not too much more that I can do today. But it was a good day. Pretty much done. Tomorrow we'll be starting a very fun avatar. A little Robo Avi. That'll be cool. I'm pretty pumped for that. And then we'll be making some promotional material, getting June up and ready for sale. Probably making some TikToks too. For now, it'll be the end of this stream. So, Era, thank you for hanging out. Zoom, I know you already left. Hi, if you're there, thank you for hanging out. Hope you're all having a great end to your workday as well. Yeah, I look forward to hanging out with you all tomorrow. Again, Olovitato, also thank you for coming by today. But I'll be back. I'll be tomorrow's last stream for this week. Next Tuesday, I'll be back. We'll pick up right where we left off. So see you then. Enjoy the rest of your day. In the meantime, thanks again for hanging out with me. Hope you all have an amazing one. Bye, y'all. Bye. 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 Bye.